Howdy, I'm Charles Lougee, and I recently finished my term as the president of the Positive Peddlers Board of Directors. I think back on my first AIDS life cycle training ride, January 2009. PosPeds was coordinating the ride. I was quite involved in the Castro and recovery communities, so I knew quite a few people that were assembled there. In the beginning, someone said, let's gather in a circle, let's take a moment, and then say the reason that we're riding. Everyone was very heartfelt as they went around, and then it came to me, and I said, I'm here to find a husband. Well, I'll admit that's one of my defense mechanisms, break the tense moment with laughter, but it was also a true statement. As a gay man, I came out in the late 80s and early 90s in Connecticut, and I was quite sheltered from HIV and AIDS. Yes, I did some theater there, and I knew other gay men, but I didn't know a lot of guys that become positive. So going back to that training ride leaders took great care of me. I haven't been on a bike for 15 years, and they rode with me that whole time, shouting encouragements throughout, especially as I navigated back up the South Salida lateral. I had to walk that first ride, and the TRL walked with me. He said, don't worry, it won't be long, and you'll be going up this hill with no stops. Right then and there, I committed to doing the training series with the Positive Peddlers. And my first ALC, I felt very prepared. I hung out with other PosPed folks on that event, and I was so very moved by this speech on night 3. The PosPed mission is the elimination of stigma through our positive public example. And the reasoning, we chose the mission because the stigma associated with HIV/AIDS has acted as a significant individual and societal obstacle to eliminate HIV and AIDS. The stigma can be a source of pain and hardship on a daily basis for individuals living with or affected by HIV and AIDS. It often because it's silent or it's only discussed in whispers. I learned of my positive status. I seroconverted in January of 2014, and unfortunately felt the stigma from the community, and my depression thrived. Knowing the wonderful work of the PosPeds and wanting to give back, I joined the board in 2014. I've helped different communities over my time with org development, finance, and also merchandise. And then in 2016, I was elected as the board president. What a great honor that was. In early 2016, the PosPeds was approved by the IRS as a 501c3 charitable entity. The board worked very hard for several years getting to that culmination. So a little bit about PosPeds. We are a positive face of HIV. We are a group of people committed to building a supportive and inclusive community through participation in public and visible activities. We are HIV positive and we are HIV negative. We are dedicated to expanding and enhancing public awareness of HIV and AIDS and empowering HIV positive people to live more meaningful and dignified lives. Now, our membership is not limited by HIV status. Our membership includes all genders. We are a diverse, inclusive, nonprofit organization. So back in 1994, one of the first HIV/AIDS large produced cycling events occurred. And the following year, a group of positive cyclists formed the Positive Peddlers. And in 2020, PosPeds turned 25. A lot of work, a lot of sweat and tears, and 25 years of thriving. One of the most difficult things in life is to show our true selves to the world. I have discovered through my personal transformation that when we find the courage to say, I am visible, that there is no telling what can follow. Like I started with, I recently ended my tenure on the board and as the president. I worked with many folks that have assisted our organization over these years. And we had quite a few things planned for our silver anniversary, #PosPed25. But We did not plan for a global pandemic. Over the years, we refined our speakers bureau, and then through Give Out Day, which is an annual day of donations, we were number one in our grouping and unique donations. We were given a $10,000 grant from the Horizons Foundation, and that's a good legacy to leave behind. So I wish the Positive Peddlers a very happy 25th anniversary. I won't be leaving. I'll just be taking a break per our organization's bylaws. So let me close with a quote from cross-country skier and Olympic hopeful Janine Shepherd. I just love this quote. It says, when we share our stories, what it does is it opens up our hearts for other people to share their stories. And it gives us the sense that we're not alone on this journey. So thank you. Continue to be visible. Share your stories. Happy anniversary, PosPeds.